Hi guys, welcome to Blue Pips Forex. For those who are new here, I say a big welcome to you. I'm Francis, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my trading experience this week. So I'm going to be showing you the trades I took, how they played out and the results. Then also at the end of the video I'm going to be giving my take, what I think about the week, how I think the week went this week. So if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so right now while the intro and disclaimer plays. So on gold, first of all, if we come to the 4 hours time frame, we are going to see that the price is a very good uptrend. We had one low around there, we had one high around this side, we had a low here, now we have a higher high around there. So it's normal to expect what? A lower low to this area. So we're expecting the price to come down from the 4 hours time frame. But the trend is an uptrend. So as long as the trend is an uptrend, we are really looking for long opportunities. And except if the smaller time frames change to a downtrend pattern before we are supposed to be looking for short opportunities. So when we come to the 1 hour time frame now, we see that we have this channel right here, which this was an uptrend that the price respected, pulled down, came up again, then pulled down, and then from here, you see all the consolidation. We have one high that is higher than this previous high right here. Now we have the price back at the channel support. So what is expected from here is for the price to make a move upwards. So remember, we are on an upward trend on the 4 hours time frame. So now we have the price at 1 hour support that can actually push the price back up into these areas right here, which means this support is valid, and I'm expecting to see the price climb up today. So coming down to the 15 minutes time frame. Now these are the areas. This is the area where I want to see entry from, down there, or this area here. But right here is going to be at a very expensive price. So I may just avoid it if it comes to that area. But if the price will make a pullback to this area and give me a good reason to enter from this area, then from that area is where I'm going to be looking for my long opportunities back into maybe this highs again for a good 2-to-1 risk to reward trade. Alright, so this is the payout of my trade for today. So I first took one trade on gold. That's the first risk to reward you can see, but I wasn't very confident about that trade, so I had to close it. And once I had a better confirmation, then I took another trade on gold, and this is the payout. I sped up the video already by this point. So you can see how the trade was consolidating. There was a little bit of consolidation in drawdown, then before the price actually started moving. So right here it was still in drawdown. I think drawdown lasted for a couple of minutes, and then the moment it phased up, it just made a very impressive move straight up to the previous level of resistance you can see up there. It just made that move straight up to that point, and it was quite quick moving there, but I couldn't take out my full TP on this trade today because it was quite far. But I stayed in the trade for a very long time, and right about now I ran down on battery and I had the battery low message, so I just still let the recording run for a while and then I stopped the recording. So overall on this one, I closed this trade with about $47 or thereabouts, maybe give or take. Remove the commission, maybe $46 or thereabouts. That's almost 1-to-1 of what I'm risking. So this is the result of today's trade. So over here on Euro USD, what we can first of all see is that we have this channel, a channel that has been intact since October last year, and we had the price first at this low, we had the price do all this at the high of the channel, we had one touch here, we had another touch here, then the price came back to the resistance, came close again to the resistance, and dropped all the way to the support of the channel. So what is expected right now is for the price to make some sort of move upwards. That's the overall direction I see on Euro USD. So let's go to the 1 hour chart and see what it's doing. So now on the 1 hour chart, you can see that we had this downtrend that has been bringing the price down. Then some days ago, we had the price break outside that channel. After breaking that channel, it came and you can see it just retested the channel resistance as new support, and after doing that you can see how the price moved away from that area. And now what I can expect is for the price to target this high right here. So let's drop to the 15 minutes time frame and see levels we could be targeting for entry. Alright, this is very good. What I'm seeing here is something that I like to see in the market. So we're having something that looks like a flag pattern, and when you see a flag pattern, it's just signifies continuation, trend continuation. So if I had a channel from here like this and then pull this down, all right, so you can see that this is a typical flag pattern. The typical flag pattern, we have the pull, then we have the flag. Understand? So this is a typical continuation pattern upward. So from this whole area, anywhere from all here like this, is where I'll be looking for a reason to take a long trade on Euro USD. So if I get a good reason to take a long trade on Euro USD, I'm going to be going long on Euro USD. Alright, so I got an opportunity to take a trade on Euro USD today. I saw this flag pattern and it looked very good for continuation upwards. So I took the trade. As usual, I'll speed it up so I don't waste much time. So it went in drawdown, but ultimately it moved into my direction almost immediately. And I was watching the trade play out. It was quite an interesting trade, although I ended up losing the trade, but I think I might not have lost it, assuming when the price got to this previous resistance, I had moved my stop loss to break even. But like you already know, one of my rules for moving to break even states that I must be 1-to-1 in profit before moving it to break even. So that's the reason why I didn't move the trade, move the stop loss to break even. So it was going well until it just turned around, but I didn't capture the turnaround. So it turned around and ultimately I lost the trade. That was $50 loss. So this is the result of today's trade. Alright, so that will be all for now. See you in the next video. On pound USD, first of all, what we can see if we zoom out is that from this area we have one touch here, we have one touch on this trend line, and now we've had the price bounce off that trend line once again. So what this simply means is that we can expect the price to make a move upwards. That's from the larger time frame. So we'll drop down to the 1 hour time frame to see what's going on there. So over here on the 1 hour time frame, what we can clearly see is that we had this down trend, this down channel that was bringing the price down. And what we can see is that the price has recently broken out of that channel around there. So with this break, what we can expect is continuation higher. So now I will drop back down to 15 minutes time frame. So in 15 minutes time frame, now you can already see that we have the patterns increasing higher highs. We had one low here, we had one high here, we had one higher low here, and now recently the price is giving us a higher high. So we can expect that this price, and I think it's still in the process of producing the higher high, because you know the market moves in waves and trends. So I think on 15 minutes time frame it's still making an higher high. That's something like this impulse correction, then we'll be expecting another impulse upwards. So I got this entry early this morning to take this trade. Before I even started doing any video, I got the entry from somewhere around there. In fact, I was supposed to pick it from somewhere here, but the candle started moving before I was able to enter, so I just decided to enter at this point here. Then decided to put my stop loss way below here. Ideally, I'm supposed to just put the stop loss maybe somewhere around there or somewhere around there, but because of the possibility of stop hunting in the market, that's the reason why I decided to put my stop loss way below here. This doesn't mean that I may not still be hunted out or the analysis may not be wrong, but I just prefer to put my stop loss there and target these highs right here for my objective. So that's for pound USD. Alright guys, so like you already know, I got an opportunity to take a trade on pound USD even before my pre-analysis was done today. So this is the playout, and as usual I have to speed up the video so I don't waste any unnecessary time on this video. So after I took this trade, I just left it to play out as usual, because you know you have to be patient. So it was moving, it was just consolidating, and then I saw a pattern like a bullish pin bar was forming. I just concluded if it forms, I'll take on right on that position. So it formed, so I decided to tighten my stop loss to about $25. Then I calculated my new pip range for that stop loss, went on my Facebook, calculated it, 15 pips, which gave me a lot size of 0.17. Then I used it, although I was a little bit late, which gave me about $31 loss, assuming it went wrong. So that means I'd have lost about $60. But it moved my direction almost immediately, and it was just here consolidating. Once it got to this area and started consolidating, I was like, why is it consolidating? It's supposed to keep moving, not waste any time further. So I then saw this increasing higher highs, of which later I put a channel resistance up there, and I saw that okay, that was a level that the price could actually bounce off from. So immediately after this movement, I just concluded that if it closes a bearish pin bar, I'm exiting, and it closed like that. So I closed closed my trade, closed it with about $18 profit. That's plus minus the 2 positions. So this is the result for the day. Alright, so we'll see in the next video. Hello guys, good morning. So today I got an opportunity to take a buy trade on EUR/USD. So first of all, you know how you normally do it. First, you determine the direction of the pair from the higher time frame. I remember last time I talked about it, I talked about how this area was being a strong resistance. I don't know if I posted that video, but I talked about how this area was being a strong area, being that it has been strong level of structure in the past. You can see the first touch here, you can see one touch here, another touch, and when the price came to tap into that level here, I talked about how I would expect to see the price to bounce from that area and make another move higher. So with that said, we move to the smaller time frames to see how we can benefit from that move. So from here on the 1 hour time frame, what we could just see was easy uptrend, impulse correction, and we could expect continuation upwards. So on the 15 minutes time frame, the next thing to have been looking out for was this psychological level here. And if you are observant, you have noticed that I take my trades from 2 levels, either psychological level or channel support or resistance. Psychological level or channel levels, those are the areas I take my entries from. I don't take my entries if it is not those areas, except on very few occasions. I may take it in the middle of nowhere, and there's always a reason. This morning the price started consolidating around this psychological level. We're on an uptrend, so everything was in alignment for a long trade. So all I just had to do was wait for confirmation. So I got a confirmation somewhere around where I picked my entry, then I took my entry. It was quite early in the morning, so I couldn't do the video at that time. I couldn't do the video before the time I took the trade. So now the price has gone halfway to my objective anyways. So what I'm going to be doing now will just be to tighten my stop loss. So this is the trade on EUR/USD. So I'm already up. I took my first position here, risking half, then I took the second one here, risking the total amount I want to lose on this trade. So I think it's time to move to tighten up my stop losses. So let's see. Just tighten it to this area. Alright, so that's just about $28 risk on this trade now. So we see how it goes, and I'm going to update you all. So see you in the playout video. Alright guys, so just like you already know, I got an opportunity to take a buy trade on EUR/USD. So this is it playing out. So over here we had the price pulling down. Normally you know how the price moves in trends, up, down, up, down. So it made the first move, came down. And when it came down, I wasn't surprised. I knew that it was normal. But I was contemplating picking another entry. When this last red pin bar formed, I was contemplating adding another entry on this page. And just, even this one, when this one formed, I wanted to enter another trade with $25 risk, because I tightened my stop loss and I was risking just $25 on this trade at this point. So I just decided not to take any more risk, because it's better to trade with more peace of mind. So from here, the price just started flying. Just like I expected it to be, just started flying. It was quite interesting. Wasted my time a little bit, but at least it started moving according to what I expected. At least you know that for a while I've expected that EUR/USD will move up. It has been it has hit a rock bottom, and I expected that it was going to continue moving upwards. So started flying. I was very concerned about this current highs because of that previous high that the price made. But when I saw the price go above it, so I was like, alright, this is good for business. And I wanted to hit my TP, but you understand how the market does, up, down, up, down. And from here, I started pulling downwards again, and I was like, alright, no problem, I'll just wait for it. And it pulled down. I think it took a couple of minutes, I think up to an hour there, but I just went to play a game and keep myself busy with something else while I was monitoring it. So pull down to this recent high that has just broken above, bounced from there. So just patient here. At this point, I was like, if I close it now, have I not shot myself in the foot? I'm not closing it, either with my break even or I will close with full TP. So ran out of network here. When I saw this pin bar, I knew that alright, we are going up. But US had an event by 1:30, and it was just about 1 o'clock now, so I had to stay close by. I was waiting. When the price got to the other high, time was already about 15 minutes to the event 15 past 1. So I had to close the trade. I waited for it to get to $100. The moment I saw $100 on my balance, I closed the trade with the $100, and that was it. But I still let it run because I wanted to see what the event did if I'd have cried. By the end of the day, it's TP. Well, I took that profit, and that was the best thing to do, and this is my result. So that's all for this video. I will see you in the next. Alright, so the currency pair I'm trading today is EUR/USD. So like we already said, it's on an uptrend. I believe the trend has changed to an uptrend since the price bounced off this low right here. Understand? So I expect it to continue upwards. But now there's a possibility for it to move down to this area to retest the neckline of the W pattern. There's that possibility, but as long as we're on an uptrend, we want to continue looking for long opportunities. So with that being said, I drew these two lines here for a reason, because we have one that goes through these highs, then we have another one that goes through these lows. They are two different lines. So if these lows get invalidated, then this line becomes the next place that the price will want to respect, because we have resistance around that point right there. You understand? So on 15 minutes time frame, I got a reason to go into this market. So I took a buy trade on EUR/USD, and the reason why I took it was because, first of all, we already have the trend. It's an uptrend, and we have the price around this trend line. As long as the price is around the trend line, there's a possibility for movement, and I got a reason to enter. So I took the trade from around there. So currently the trade is running in drawdown. So let's see how it goes. My stop loss is down at this low, so I don't know if I'm going to get kicked out of the market, but if I get kicked out, it's fine. But that's where I put my stop loss. I'm expecting this market to recover and make a move upwards. So that's all on the video for now. See you in the playout. Alright guys, so I'm seeing a good opportunity for trade on pound JPY. So before I talk about what I'm seeing now, I'm going to just do a full breakdown of the pair. So start from 4 hours time frame. So on the 4 hours time frame now, what we can see is this area that I've been talking about for a while. I've been talking about this channel. We have one here, we had 2 touches up here, we had 2 touches down here, we had 1 touch here. And in the previous videos I would have done, I talked about how this area right here could hold as resistance. And I've not really talked about pound JPY again since then, because there was no confirmation. But also I had this ascending channel again that I drew here, and you can see that recently, that was yesterday anyways, the price broke that channel support to the downside. So normally after a break to the downside, what do you expect? You expect a retest and then continuation. So let's drop time frame and see what we have on the smaller time frames. So over here, what you can already see is that there's a downtrend. You can see that we had this highs here, we had the neckline here, we had break of the neckline, a pull higher, retest of that area, and I saw this, but I didn't enter any trade because of this support right here. Price just plunged through that support, and now we have the price retesting this area of support as resistance now. Also this descending trend line resistance. So you see we have 2 confluences already. So this is a very good opportunity. Although when you see opportunities that are this clear, market makers are also watching. So stop hunts normally happens very well in periods like this, but I think it's worth the trade. So I'm going to be waiting. I want to take this one live, so we'll be waiting. It's just less than 30 minutes to the time, so we are going to be waiting for the time, then I'm going to take this trade. In conclusion, I think this week was okay. There wasn't any profit, there wasn't any loss. My profit covered up the loss for this week. And the reason why I think this week was okay is because if you look at the trades I took this week, I don't think I broke any of my rules. If you think I broke any of my rules, please drop it in the comment section. But personally, I don't think I broke any of my rules. My first trade was on Monday and I took the trade on good. So somewhere around there, I picked my first trade, and for some reason the confidence in taking this trade just disappeared. If you ask me why lack of confidence came, I don't know why I didn't have confidence again in that trade, but I just didn't have confidence again, so I had to close it. And you know, one thing about this market is always trade when you have peace of mind. If for any reason your confidence level on a particular position you take just disappears, leave the trade alone, because you will not be happy if you end up losing the trade. It's better the trade goes your direction but you are calm than for it not to go your direction when you didn't have the confidence to stay in that trade. So I decided to close that trade. The moment I came out of drawdown, I closed the trade and waited for more confirmation. So I got a better confirmation around this point here, and that was when I picked my entry. And although I didn't take out 2-to-1 on Monday, I took out 1-to-1 and I closed the trade just somewhere around this point here with a 1-to-1 profit on Monday. Then I went into Tuesday, and Tuesday was EUR/USD. I got a reason to enter somewhere around this point here, a very good reason to take a buy trade, and the price just moved up. You know, when the price got to this resistance around here, which is around the same place, then let's use this. Once the price got to that resistance, I was contemplating whether to exit or not, but I decided to not exit. Then the next thing that came to my mind was moving stop loss to break even, so that at least I protect my capital there. But this move was not up to 1-to-1. In fact, if I should unlock this and pull it down, you see that this was just about 0.85 of the move, so it wasn't up to 1-to-1. And I always like my trades to get to 1-to-1 before I move my stop loss to break even, so that I don't get prematurely stopped out of the market and then we have the price continue. But the price just reversed from there and hit my stop loss, so I took that loss on Tuesday. So my trade on Wednesday was pound USD, and I got a reason to enter from somewhere around this point where I picked my entry. Price came, pulled back down, and made all this move. When it made all this move, I was very happy with the move. So I was already more than 1-to-1 up, so I moved my stop loss to break even and stayed in the trade. Then the price made this move upwards to this high here and just started rejecting. The moment this candle closed, this particular candle, the moment it closed, I exited the trade, because that kind of heavy pin bar coming off from this resistance looked very familiar. If you remember the previous day, this was exactly what happened, and what happened next, the price dropped. So the moment I saw that rejection, I closed the trade with the small profit. I think that profit was just about $10 or $20, something around that. I can't remember the exact amount. And you can see what happened next. The price just ran all the way down to this support right here. So that was how I closed on Wednesday. So on Thursday, the opportunity I had was on EUR/USD, and once again I got a reason to take a trade from somewhere around this point right here, and I took the trade, and just like, you know, impulse correction, and it just went all the way and took my profit. Although I closed it before I got to my profit, because US also had an event around that time. And you know, US, they are always having events. Either one event is happening or there's another event happening. There's always something happening in the United States. So I closed it there. And mind you, this is not a 1-to-5 trade. This is a 1-to-2 trade. The reason why you can see 1-to-5 is because my stop loss was somewhere around here. The moment the price made this first move, I tightened my stop loss on that trade to reduce my risk. Then once the thing got up to 1-to-1, I moved stop loss to break even. But ultimately, the price got to my objective and I exited the trade with profit, a 2-to-1 profit. So on Friday, I still got an opportunity to trade from around there, and there was a trend line around there that the price was bouncing off of, which was part of the confluences for my reason for entry. But the price has invalidated that trend, and that's the reason why I deleted it. And see how the price just got to that area, gave me reason to buy the trade and just ran straight to my stop loss, which is normal in the market. But on Friday, I took more than one trade. I was still in the market, so I came on pound USD and I got a reason to buy around this point. Yeah, I put my stop loss way below down here, but I wasn't expecting to make up to 2 to 1, so I put it around just 1 to 3 point something. I closed it somewhere around this point. Yeah, and the reason why I closed it was because NFP was fast approaching, and I didn't want a situation where NFP will push the price down. And you know, NFP, what NFP does is if the price wants to push down, this is fundedness. There's always a lot of slippage. Your order could be pending for like 2 to 3 minutes. But what I've noticed is that even when it closes, no matter how much loss you saw, if you were risking $50, you might see $200 floating loss. But when it closes and you check your balance, you see that you just lost $50 or $60 on that trade. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. So because of that, I decided to close the trade before NFP. The NFP came and pushed the price up to my TP, which is okay. It's better I did not eat that TP than for me to eat that loss. So it's better I just closed it at where it was. Then also later that day after NFP, I saw another opportunity. So over here, you can see what the market did. It gave me a reason to enter around there. I had too much confluences, and this is one thing. Once there are too much confluences in the market, just the way you are seeing that pair, that's how the market makers are seeing it too. And just as you are thinking you want to make profit from it, that's how they are looking at how they are going to collect your money from you too. So that was what basically happened to me. But overall, it was a good trade because on other occasions it plays out. So because market makers are watching, I don't think it's enough reason to not take a trade. Because if this trade had gone my direction, it would have been very painful. So I was ready to take out that loss. I put my stop loss above this high, took my entry around here, and you can see the price just from there just went all the way, took my stop loss, and it's locking around there. And watch out, on Monday this thing is going to drop. So that was my trading for this week in a nutshell. So this is my history for this week that was just concluded. You can see that I made $17.88 as profit, which was not bad. But commission alone collected all the profits and left me with just $1.57. So these are some of the things. This is one of the reasons why I don't like trading currency pairs, because of this commission. It's always crazy. But commission took away the little profit that I would have made. So at the end of the week, I closed with just 157. This week was just there was no profit, there was no loss. But it's okay. There are some weeks that are like that. There are some weeks that I'll make loss. Like I think a couple of weeks back, I made total loss that week. Last week was a little profit. This week was break even. Hopefully next week is going to be better. At least I can see the market is already taking shape for next week. So till we meet next week, have yourself a lovely day and take good care of yourself.